folks, how we doing out there? It's your girl M, also known as Wolf Bunches here, realizing I haven't filmed in a couple days. I should probably do that. I know I delete my videos a lot, and there's a reason for that. Because I am very nitpicky about myself. If I see one thing wrong in a set of videos, I will delete the whole bunch. I know I shouldn't do that because it becomes a bad habit, but I do it anyway because I am just full of bad habits. Just a little FYI, I feel adorable today. Despite having a fresh breakout on my face, I am feeling adorable today. Now, something I want to talk about while I'm walking through the house today is I was watching a bunch of retro reacts last night on the YouTube regarding Miss Amber Lynn again. And I'm gonna say, woman, what the hell were you ever doing on the internet to begin with? I want to know. Please tell me. Pookie Lynn Reed, if you can hear me out there in the vast nothingness of the world, please tell me what the hell made you think you would be an inspiration to anyone but your damn self? You'll have to forgive me, I'm a little bit loopy. I took Benadryl. It always makes me loopy. And when I get loopy, I like to talk, damn it. Pardon my English. No, I'm not saying you should go out and frickin' OD on the shit. I'm just saying, it makes me loopy when I use it. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. I know there is no way in hell you are under 600 pounds. There's no way. Absolutely no way. It's impossible. Because when you were supposedly 500 some pounds, you were nowhere near as round as you are now. Nowhere near as round as you are now. You have become a planet. I'm surprised NASA hasn't cataloged you yet. And I know, yeah, I sound like I'm fat shaming, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. Fat shaming works. You don't want to be fat and embarrassing? Change yourself. It's as simple as that. Just change yourself. But you, Amber, I already know you're not going to do that. Because you are just too damn lazy. If you hear noise, that is my washing machine. I apologize. In my last video, I was talking about the story that I'm writing. I plan on now putting a villain in that story to resemble Miss Amber Lynn. She doesn't act so much like a human being as she does act like from the game State of Decay, a plague heart. That's what she acts like in the context of my story. Just sits there and infests the space she takes up. And anyone who comes near her becomes grotesquely corrupted. Yeah. I put a lot of time and thought into this story. Started it when I was 14 years old and I just kept going. And I'm gonna keep going. As long as there's things in life to inspire me to keep going, I'm gonna keep going. Because I love stories, damn it. I do. And again, pardon my English. I love stories. I do. I like writing them, I like reading them, I like hearing them. So again, I implore if anyone, my audience, if I even have one, if you've got an interesting story, I would like to know. I won't steal your story. I won't retell it. But I think I'd have fun hearing it. Or reading it. However it's presented. You know. Now, as far as those retro reacts go, I saw a bunch of clips about Beck. You need to take back everything you said about Beck. Because she bent over backwards for you. And still, that was not enough for your selfish ass. I'm hoping eventually your mother cuts the cord. Because no one wants to be dealing with you in the last years of their life. I know your mother's not that old, but no one wants to deal with that in old age. Period. And yeah, you managed to rage bait somebody with your content, and that person you rage baited was me. Because I am merciless when it comes to rage baiters. Because you don't even do it well. If I want to rage bait myself, I'll watch something political. Not listen to you chew your 97th meal for that day, consuming your 40,000th calorie for the day, chomping down your 5th or 6th breakfast. I know you eat that much. You can't be as big as you are now, eating as little as you claim. And I'm only exaggerating slightly. I'm gonna sit down for a minute, share the couch with the cat, whilst I give my arm a break. Finally made a decision on the new light bulb color for the room upstairs. It's going to be purple. Just because I like purple. And I have a very, very cuddly cat in front of me right now. I love this cat. I really do. Eventually, she'll be making an appearance in the story too. Because I just love this cat this much. And she is rubbing her face on my leg. Wouldn't shock me if you can hear her purring. Now, back to the walk. Now, I mentioned this before. I heard your comment about comparing you made the comment about comparing your diary to that of Anne Frank. The difference between you and Anne Frank is Anne Frank was not a compulsive liar. She and her family were hiding from wicked people. Whereas you were just trying to get the internet to believe your ridiculous story. Which it is ridiculous. Everything about what you said, about your time with your exes, especially your current one, everything you say is just so full of bullshit. Pardon my English. You are just so full of it. One, yeah, you were not kicked. You were not. You can tell that story till you're blue in the fucking face. That you were not kicked. You were not kicked, you were not physically harmed in any way by that current, whatever the hell she is to you. Sorry, I had to comb my wet hair. I don't know why I do that. I get in the mood to talk immediately after I take a shower. I don't understand that. I guess I'm just weird. But I'm like you, Pookie. I don't think I am quirky. I do not. I acknowledge the fact that I'm a weird individual. That's all I do. And unlike you, I've been weird from the beginning. You are just cringy. Or how is it they say you are cringe? You are so cringe. I really could talk about you all day, how much I dislike you. There are world leaders I dislike less than you. Now, on the subject of what you said about red flags, and again, to the people watching, listening, I'm sorry for the stuttering. It's just how I am. I'm a bundle of nerves all the time. Now, as I was going to say, you're talking about red flags and how they're heart-shaped. Some of them are pink. That's completely irrelevant because you yourself are a red flag. I said this before and I'm going to say it again. You, Amberlynn Reed, are a bigger red flag than the banner of the former Soviet Union. That's how much of a big red flag you are. Anyone who interacts with you, all they have to do is see you, look you in the face, and see that your size alone is a red flag. It shows you have no self-control. And if you can't control your eating, what else can't you control? According to the one you call Tommy, clearly stated that you can't control your emotions, especially not your anger. And if you actually were smaller and more mobile, you probably would have put one of your poor exes in the hospital. Now, I know that sounds morbid, I know that sounds dark, but I believe it's the truth. If you were smaller, you would be so physically abusive. You already isolate, you already manipulate, you already belittle, and you already try to control people's lives. Hello, Auntie. She's back there. Yeah, Amber, that's my aunt. I wish I could still talk to her, like you can with yours. I wish I could still talk to her. Whereas you blew it completely. And no, I don't think a single one of your childhood stories is true. Just like I don't believe you grew up in poverty. You're too spoiled. Way too spoiled. I have seen snotty rich kids, like legit snotty rich kids, acting less spoiled than you. Or is it just narcissistic entitlement? Is that what that is? Is that what that is, Pookie? Can I call you Pookie? Uh, just a little aside. And the next one, I will be upstairs in the pretty room instead of walking through the house. I'm walking through the house because I'm expecting a phone call. That's the only reason why. Or at least that's the reason why today. Now, like I said, I've been watching Retro Reacts, so I'm seeing the juicy shit. Like the time he took phentermine. Yeah, that stuff actually works. Unfortunately, you did it wrong. You just wanted to stay fat. You wanted to keep doing your mukbangs. And it's not mukbang, it's mukbang. That's how it's pronounced. Mukbang. Yeah, all you wanted to do was sit on your ass and eat. You're that much of an addict to food that you would not let a weight loss pill help you. Because I've been on that stuff before. It was only for a week, but I lost 10 pounds. Well, this was years ago, mind you. Not on it anymore. But I did use the very same weight loss medication. It worked for me. It usually works for the average person. But not you. You eat so much, I think it's bordering on Prader-Willi syndrome. You eat so much. It's like nothing is capable of keeping your stomach full. And yeah, every time you do go on a diet, you lose nothing but water weight. You never lose any actual fat. But let me give you a hint. A little tip. This is the only little tip I'm going to give you. If you avoid food, if you actually fast, your stomach will physically shrink. And as your stomach shrinks, the less you'll find yourself craving food. Now, this is a fact. Because not only did I look this up, but I've actually heard medical professionals talk about it. And I've experienced it. That once you stop eating as much as you do, your stomach will shrink, aiding in weight loss. But you don't want to hear that. No. You're probably too busy watching the door, waiting to hear from your next DoorDash order. Or whatever the hell it is you plan on doing next. And a little something I'd like to ask people of the LCU. How y'all doing over there? You recovering from Hurricane Amber? You guys okay over there? Because she was so awful to you people. I actually think that's an appropriate name for her. Hurricane Amber. And what she did to the LCU. I am so sorry, you guys. I am so sorry she did that to you. Because normally, you guys probably all have fun over there, don't you? The minute she showed up, everything got miserable, didn't it? Yeah. I'm gonna sit back down again. I think I might be getting sick. Yeah, let's see. Where else can I go? Talking about you, Pookie. Oh, I just got meowed at. Hello to you too, Miss Onyx. And a little tangent here. Finally, good news. We got our furnace fully fixed now. We are ready for the next winter season. There goes a motorcycle. Sorry about that. So yeah. Where else can I take this? And I know, I say so yeah a lot. I'm not very comfortable in front of the camera. But speaking of people who are uncomfortable in front of the camera, your exes definitely were, Amber. They told you repeatedly, especially the one, that she did not want to be on camera. Or what did you do? You went as far as to try to film her on the toilet. Now I ask you, how would you feel if somebody acted like that toward you? Been a complete voyeur, a stalker, constantly shoving a camera in your face. How would you feel about that? Oh, look who I'm talking about. You would probably love that. And because I used my imagination, I nearly made myself sick thinking about what the crumble cookie video could possibly have been. Thank God I didn't see it, because I think I know what you did. And also the fact that you keep trying to hook up with married women. Or the fact that you try to hook up with women at all when you're clearly not gay. You're not. I see the way you look at men. Your co-hosts in the LCU, I saw the way you were looking at them. My boyfriend calls it oogling. Because he looks at me like that all the time. I know that look. And the way he looks at me, my boyfriend, the way he looks at me is exactly the same way you were looking at those men on those panels you were on. I think that's what you call them, panels, I think. Don't quote me on that, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think you're gay. I don't. You are as far away from being a sodomite as I am away from being a Moscovite. That doesn't have to make sense, but it makes sense to me. And this is my video. It doesn't have to make sense. I respectfully say that yes, this is my channel. It does not have to make sense. Because, let's be honest, I am having so much fun with this. Despite deleting videos constantly, I am actually having fun with this. And I'm saying this stuff about Amber Lynn right now, because it's not that I'd be too much of a coward to say it in person, because I would gladly say all of this right to her face. I say what I do because I don't give a damn. My give a damn has been broken for years. And I guess now it's just all the contents started spilling out. Because I will never, ever say anything positive about you or to you, Pookie. And I mean that. I dislike Amber so much that I turned her into a villain in my story. Just like I turned my own mother into a villain in the story. I turned her into the Wicked Queen Eridu. I know that name comes from Anunnaki lore, but I like that name. It's fitting of fictional royalty, I think. Speaking of fiction, I really do wonder where the hell your head was stuck when you wrote that monstrosity called Scotty. I hate to break it to you, but real people don't act like that. And you clearly don't know how the world works, because nothing was even remotely real world accurate anywhere in that story. If I had written that, I would never would have let it see the light of day. I would have gone back and corrected everything. Because the grammar mistakes, the spelling mistakes, the fact that you have no idea how to actually write good characters. And yeah, I do believe that your mental age, I do believe you are stuck at around 14. Only I'll take it a step lower. I think you're stuck at 12. Because you act just like a 12-year-old. Right down to the temper tantrums. You act like a preteen about ready to go through puberty. That's what you act like. And shame on you for wishing cancer on people. When you were still on YouTube, your video of you crying, showing your medical records, I was the one who called out your crocodile tears. Because I do believe you got caught. You got caught in a big LIE. I'm issuing you a challenge, Miss Reed. Go on your TikTok or whatever, wherever you appear in person, and just spell some words. Prove to us that you can read and spell some words. That's two separate things. Prove to us you can read and spell some words. Because I don't think you can do either one. Because honestly, I would pay money to see that. I would pay big money to see you try to spell. Because I know it would end in tragedy. Because you cannot spell. Because you lie about reading. You lie about writing. You know, all your empty journals. Yeah. The reason why I lost my train of thought for a second. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. It was... I am so sorry, folks. I lost my train of thought. What was I thinking about? Excuse me. Oh yeah, now I remember. Spelling. Watching you spell would be the ultimate schadenfreude. Because I do get pleasure out of seeing you suffer, madam. Why? Because your suffering, you brought it upon yourself exclusively. It was not your parents' fault. It was not Reaction Channel's fault. It was not Beck's fault. It was nobody's damn fault but your own. For being the lazy fucking slob that you are. And yes, I am shaming you. Because you shame everybody else. It doesn't feel very nice, now it does it, Pookie. Once a bully, always a bully. And then the LCU, that, I think, what's her name? What is her name? Tina, with the blue hair. I watched that last night, and good God, she ripped you a new asshole. Whatever your actual name is, I'm thinking about calling you my new spirit animal. 'Cause I swear, you sounded just like Mama Fratelli yelling at a blimp, and I love that. Comedy gold in the form of a tongue lashing. I love that. That was so funny. And I know this was months ago, hence, retro reacts. But, good God, was that funny. I like it when anybody calls you out on your bullshit, miss. I really love it when people call you out on your crap. I really do. I know that's very ungodly of me, but old habits die hard. And I love me a good train wreck. Because let's face it, Pookie, you are one of the biggest train wrecks on the internet. You're becoming almost as bad as Chris Chan and Andy Ditch. Which I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say, Chris Chan's problem is not his fault. He's got a lot of stuff going on up here. He does. So I don't blame anything that's wrong with him on him. But everything that's wrong with you, I blame on you. Because you did cause all that to yourself. Because you couldn't put down a fork. Because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. Because you are so entitled that you feel it necessary to make other people wipe your ass. Now, if people were actually as bad to you as you claim they are, you wouldn't be on the damn internet. You would not be. And Karina Kaboom is right. You need to put some more effort into your fucking cameos. Pardon my English. People pay money for that. They want something well-spoken. They want you to look not like you just rolled out of bed. They want you to be respectful. They want you to talk about something besides you. Yeah, I get heated when I think about you. I really do. Because you are just so aggravating. And in the one I made, The Truth Will Set You Free, I still stick to what I said. The truth will set you free. Once you stop lying, you never have to lie again. The minute you tell the truth, it all goes away. Once you start being honest with people, you no longer have to lie. It is that simple. So, tell the truth. You mistreated your exes. You got rid of the cats. You left that door open. You were not in the foster care system. You were not raised poor. Because there's no way. Absolutely no way. People who are raised poor, like me, don't take fucking things for granted like you do. Or is it just the smug mentality of someone from the West Coast? Are we gonna have to do Battle of the Queens here? East Coast versus West Coast? Are we gonna really have to go down that road? Am I gonna have to make myself a black swan crown? Am I gonna have to be the one to stand up to Hans Christian Pookie Lynn Reed? Because I really wouldn't mind, because I like getting my hands dirty. No, I'm not talking in real life here. Remember that. I'm not talking real life here. I'm not going to throw hands with this bitch, because it would just be too damn easy. Someone that big, all you gotta do is take out their knees. That's also how I believe you were not kicked. Because if you actually were kicked, you wouldn't be getting back up. You would still be immobile from the waist down. I am going to be absolutely merciless when talking about you from this point forward, Miss Reed. Because I don't think anyone really gave you the tongue lashing you needed. Tina came close. She came close. Fupa Cheese in a close second. And that girl Angel, for making you so mad, gets an honorable mention from me. I believe it's karma. I believe karma is fully coming back to bite you on your ass. Because you can't make money anymore. You've broken the TOS on multiple platforms now. You kept thinking you were invincible. You kept thinking you were bulletproof. I hate to break it to you, honey bun, but nobody, and I mean nobody, is bulletproof. Nobody is immune from consequences. And I mean absolutely no one is immune from consequences. Even those higher up in the world right now, they'll eventually get theirs too. Everyone does. It's just some, it looks worse than with others. So, I'm gonna keep this one just a little bit shorter than the last one. But this has been your girl M, also known as Wolf Bunches. And I will see you in the future. You all have yourselves a good afternoon. Thank you for listening.